Hello, I'm William Rivas, founder of hashtag Save Our Streets, and today I am absolutely blessed to be filming the first episode of Save Our Streets TV. And today's guest, we actually have our very first scholarship recipient, Mr. Deyker Edwards. How you doing, Deyker?
Hey, how you
Thank
doing?
you very, very much for coming. The purpose of this show is we just want to highlight the wonderful youth and individuals that we have coming out of our community, and today is that opportunity to go ahead and highlight this young man and the things he's been doing and the things he wants to continue to do. So without further ado, Mr. Deyker Edwards, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Like William said, my name is Deyker Edwards. I just graduated high school from Schenectady High. I'm pursuing to go on to SEC, then later on transfer to UAlbany. My goal is to become an attorney or maybe a business owner. But yeah, I've just, throughout my high school career, sports and academics and clubs have been helping me get through all those tasks and achieve all my goals so far.
Awesome. So what are you studying in college when you go?
Political science.
Awesome. What made you want to study political science out of all things?
Well, I mean, I had the choice. I have different choices, but I just finally decided, political science, attorneys, I just always like to debate, I've always tried to, anytime I had a situation, I like to escalate it and break it down. Why not this and why not that? And why not this? And sometimes it's also another reason of why not have more, African American males or females in the court of law.
Absolutely.
So I just took that upon myself to just become an attorney, take that political science into something as my goal, like wrestling or any clubs that I did in high school. Just set another goal for myself.
Yeah, so you had you ended off with an absolutely amazing wrestling career.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I started wrestling about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, which is my sophomore year, and how I started was kind of funny. I just looked at it and I was like, all right, I don't really want to wrestle, but everyone's saying, I should try it. Because, I did football the year before and I did track. So, quickness and strength could probably go into wrestling. So then my first year, I finished 23-16. So it wasn't too bad. But 20 wins as a first year wrestler was pretty good. Second year,
amazing.
Second year, I think I finished, it was 25-11. And then my senior year, 37-4. So it was just, like I said, just making a goal for myself. I want to be a sectional champ by the time I'm a senior and go on to states, be one of the top guys in my weight class. And I was like, just do it.
Awesome. So you've grown up in the city of Schenectady.
Yeah.
You've grown up in the area. What are some of the factors that you see that other youth your age are currently dealing with, or what did you see other kids growing up dealing with?
One major factor is definitely what to do after school. Some people, choose to either play sports, go into an after-school program, or stay with a teacher. But some kids, have that spare time to either make a wrong decision or, not have the right idea, because some kids are really talented. Most of the kids that are actually talented are out in the street doing something negative. Like the really talented kids, the fast kids, a lot of fast kids that I know, or some kids that played football with me during Belmont and stopped. And they just stopped, and then like you see our team not doing as well, or we're lacking. Because our teammates that were doing good are not there anymore. But it's mostly what to do after school. So after school programs and all that stuff, sports, and some people just decided not to go.
Yeah. So how were you able to maintain focus and continue on your path as a youth up until now, being a graduating senior, continuing education in the college? How were you able to stay focused over the last 15 years of your life?
Well, definitely a strong foundation. Coming from my dad and my uncle, growing up in the barbershop as well, having older males, giving me a great idea to, pursue what you want to do and continue doing this. And if you don't do this, then you'll end up like that. And, continue on to pursue my dreams and have goals and make sure that my structure, my foundation was always set, and I started all in the barbershop.
Awesome. Well, that's interesting because that's where I know you from, is from the
Right.
barbershop. And I had the pleasure of seeing you as a young man, just around the barbershop, cleaning, doing hair, things like that, helping out, really just having great conversations. You've always seemed like a young man who really sucked up information.
Right.
Watched you play chess and just engage in conversations. So again, to hear you talk about debates and things of that nature, I've watched you do a lot of those things. Just talk about or tell the people about how do you feel like the barbershop itself, like the whole energy, how that played into you being who you are.
Yeah, well, the barbershop is like, it's a second home. So it's somewhere you could be comfortable with. The people that you grew up with is, your family. Those are the people that you look up to. You cut hair. And what I did personally was, I would go to the barbershop. It's traditional for everyone, dap everyone up, like, hey, how you doing, just go, every person, every barber, even the customers you do, because, everyone's family, like I said before, so you just go, dap everyone up, and then I would start, sweeping up, or whether it was washing hair or cleaning or doing something, but I don't know, it's just, the barbershop was home, it's a second home, it's a home from away from home, so it's just something traditional.
Yeah. And I think it's important for people to know that, because not a lot of people know that the barbershop is a regular commuting place for people from our communities. Everybody goes and gets their hair cut.
Right.
Everybody stops in. You have those conversations.
Right.
And again, as you talk about the things that interest you now as an adult, it's funny to see that a lot of those things are conversations that you had or things you grew up around hearing in the barbershop, because those are all conversations we have about politics, about sports, about African American culture and history of that thing. So to see you really take on those things in another light as an adult, I think it speaks volumes for our community and the individuals that we have. Shout out to the barbershop Cuts and Blends, and the rest of the barbershops in our community, high profile, Mr. J's, the regular commuting places for our youth. And you have some absolutely wonderful individuals running those places, and the way they bring the youth in, and they just, they engage them and bring them in and just help bring them up. It's very important. So, I mean, at this point, you're getting ready to start college soon, September. You excited?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited. I'm just ready for the next 4 years of my life. Everyone says it's something big.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to set another goal, meet new people, and just carry on, just build up.
Yeah. For the youth in our community, what would you tell them about the struggles and the factors and things they have going on right now? How would you tell them or give them some insight or information on how to focus and continue making it through what they're going through?
Well, what I would say is find your passion, find something that you love to do and pursue it, most definitely, because that's going to keep you out of trouble. That's definitely going to, keep you focused. Because for me, when I was growing up and I went into high school, my uncle, Rodolfo Evers, he set a record for track. And, I was a track guy, but I wasn't as fast as him. So I was trying to always find my talent, whether it was, I joined the chess club as well, but there wasn't a lot of people that joined the chess club, so I couldn't really compete with anything. So, I joined the football team, then I joined the wrestling team. I'm like, okay, I can do this. Then I, work hard at it, and I found my passion, and I was passionate about it. So I just worked hard and continued to pursue my dreams, and wrestling took me there. So.
Awesome. In 5 years, where do we see Mr. Deyker Edwards?
5 years. Definitely, going into law school, being really competitive with myself, trying to build myself up still, and, coming back and definitely helping out the community still in the Save Our Streets organization. And, just building myself, being a better me. So, yeah.
That's awesome, man. I thank you very much for being our guest on our first episode today.
Yeah.
You were a wonderful candidate for our very first scholarship, so I'm very glad that we were able to do that for you and just utilize you and who you are and your path. It speaks volumes for the youth that come out of our community because there's always not a good image or a good name, because there's a lot of negativity that people are going through. So to have someone like yourself that showed so much resilience, good decision making, and so much determination to follow his dreams, again, only wrestling for 2 years and to make it to the States. I had the pleasure of watching that journey, so it was really good to see. And I applaud you on everything you're doing.
Thank you.
And we continue to support you and just watch your greatness and watch you develop into the young man you're supposed to be. We thank you guys for tuning in. Hashtag Save Our Streets TV, very first episode, take one. We'll see you next week.